Welcome back to Sledgehammer Horror, guys. I am Ken Sledge, and let's talk horror. Now, today I'm going to be giving you my review of Ernest Scared Stupid. Now, this is a movie I loved growing up as a kid. It's a movie that's always meant so much to me, but does it hold up now in 2024? So, the basis of the movie, Ernest accidentally unleashes an ugly troll that plots to transform children into wooden dolls in his town of Briarville, Missouri. So, I'm going to be talking to you guys about the positives, the negatives, and then my overall thoughts on how this movie holds up today. So let's get right into it and start with the positives. So the positives of this movie, Jim Varney is an absolutely amazing character actor. And not just when he's playing Ernest, but when it's flashing through all the different split personalities and personas that he has. I think that's one of the funnier parts of the movie when you're talking about acting and the job that he's able to do by creating all these different characters and bringing them to life. There's a lot of really, really funny moments like this.
You're gonna pay for the sins of your forefathers.
I didn't have forefathers. I just had one father, and I didn't know him that well.
That's a moment that will always make me laugh. It's just brilliant writing like that that really makes this movie come together. And there's a lot of great practical sets throughout the movie. The stuff they were able to build and put together, it still holds up well. I would rather see this than a bunch of bullshit and CGI and stuff like that. So I love the practical sets. And Old Lady Hackmore scared me as a kid, and her character still holds up today as that, creepy hermit lady in the woods that you think is just a crazy lady on the outskirts of town. Even though there's a little bit of CGI sprinkled in here, I love seeing the kids turn into the little dolls, the little wooden statues. I still love to see it. I still think that holds up really well too. And like I said, even when you're watching it and you know there's a little bit of CGI and it looks a little wonky, it's not as bad as it could have been. A line like this always makes me think of my childhood.
Kenny, what is going on?
Still scared when a mom talks like that. Still, I heard that so many times growing up. It's actually really sad. Also, when you see Rimshot turned into a doll, his dog, like you genuinely feel bad for Ernest and what he may be going through at this moment. And I love the eggs in the trees, that the Brussels sprouts that fall down, and when you have them practically turning into the trolls and having the trolls rise up, I still to this day watching it, I'm like, wow, they really hit the mark when they were doing things like that with this film. So those are some of my positives about Ernest Scared Stupid. Now let's get into some of the negatives of this film. There are definitely a lot of moments that drag out for way too long in this movie. Like the scene of him in the trash compactor. And I get that it's built for laughs, but it just drags for so long. And you're like, are we going to get to the next scene or not? There's a little bit of like the stereotypical side characters. You got the mayor, the cop, the kids that are his friends, and one of them happens to be the cop's son. You get the scene of him driving with the kids in the garbage truck, and the dad cop is all mad because they're with Ernest again. So a lot of stereotypical stuff like that we see in every single movie. Some of the kids' acting does leave a little bit to be desired, I will say. Not everything they did was right on point, right on par, which is fine with kid actors. It is a forgivable offense. One thing I've always wondered is, if Old Lady Hackmore is so scared of this troll, why does she tell Ernest how to unleash it? Like, he comes back to the tree and he's like, all I gotta do is knock and say that, and then he unleashes the troll. And it's like, if this is something she was seriously scared about and worried about, why is she letting him know how to do it? Like, watching it now is just a question that I have. And I really wish Megatroll, I don't know what they call it, I will always call him Megatroll, I wish he could have been better. I mean, and I get probably with budgetary reasons. And I would rather see him like he is now than have him be just some big CGI, thing. But I wish we could have gotten more of like a bigger practical troll. I think it would have been scarier to build him up bigger and have him be like this monstrous type troll. For plot purposes, again, I get why they didn't. But I really wish that that's something they would have kept, that they would have done, is had him be a bigger practical troll. ever-ending love or whatever wouldn't have lasted then. But yeah, so again, those are some of my negatives about Ernest Scared Stupid. So now I'm going to get into my final thoughts and overall ranking of Ernest Scared Stupid. So I'm going to be honest with you with my final thoughts. I think this should be more of a staple at Halloween. Whenever we talk about Halloween, I hear a lot about Halloween 78. I hear a lot about Trick or Treat. I hear a lot about Season of the Witch. I even hear a lot about, you know, like Hocus Pocus and Casper and the Addams Family. I don't think enough people talk about how great Ernest Scared Stupid is and how great of a Halloween film it is. It has the best treehouse ever. Every time as a kid we would watch this movie and we saw the treehouse, I was like, I wish I had a treehouse like that. I'm 38 and I still wish I had a treehouse like that. I do love the practical design of the trolls, and something that we learned, some of the trolls in this movie are these same puppets that they used in Killer Clowns from Outer Space. So I thought that was a little cool Easter egg that they put in there, you know, borrowing from other sets and designing them to make them their own. I thought that was pretty rad. So I got to give it up to them for using some of the clowns from Killer Clowns in this as well. The simplicity of the trolls being killed by milk or destroyed by milk, I think is just hilarious. Like, you have people that get all, you know, pissy about signs and water with aliens. And then, again, I don't think it's bad. I think it's great. I think it's hilarious. And it works because the unconditional love is what hurts the trolls. And, you know, milk is the mother's love to a child. And it makes sense. It's just hilarious to me. And then unconditional love, like I was talking about that final troll kill when Ernest is kissing him. It's just like, just because you kiss somebody doesn't mean that it's unconditional love there, Ernest. I mean, A for effort, and ooh, it's pretty gross. But, you know, like that's another part that I'm just like, you could have, I wouldn't have done it. The town would have died. And when Ernest says there's nothing in that tree for me.
There's nothing in that tree for me.
At the end when everybody's ancestors are coming out, like that is such a sad moment to me. You know, as a kid, it was just like silly Ernest being silly Ernest. But as an adult, I was like, damn, like he doesn't have anybody, which obviously right afterwards, you have his dog coming out and grabbing him, which obviously, you know, he still has him. But, you know, it's still like, I don't have anything. I don't have anybody. You know, you guys have your families that are coming out, and I don't have that family. You got Rimshot, which again, like the best dog ever, but damn, that part is still genuinely sad when we're watching. So overall, I give Ernest Scared Stupid a 4 out of 5. I love this movie. I think that it's just a great movie to watch all year long, but especially at Halloween. So let me know in the comments, guys, what are your opinions on Ernest Scared Stupid? What do you love about it? What do you dislike about it? Is this a movie that you watch on Halloween? I would love to know your guys' thoughts on this film. And if you haven't already, please like, comment, and subscribe. It does help build the channel more than you know. And follow Sledgehammer Horror on social media. Our links are in the description as well. But until next time, keep talking horror, stay what you are, and we'll see you guys soon.